Hey everybody, this is Alan Ting, author of the #1 international best-selling book, The Instant Energy Method, 3 secret hacks on how to have more focus, productivity, and influence at work. And I'm here at Boca Raton, Florida, attending my 4th Tony Robbins Date with Destiny event. This is one of his flagship events, and this year we're going to have a phenomenal amount of attendees. We're going to have more than 3,100 attendees. That's the most he ever had. And the reason why I'm here, as I was invited as a senior leader to come, is because we volunteer as senior leaders to serve, and we paid everything on our own dime, from the airplane tickets to accommodation to food, and our own time as well. And the reason why I do that is because there's we don't get any monetary gain per se, but emotionally, man, that it charges me up and makes me feel alive. Because I was here 2 years ago, the same exact place, and if you've ever been to a Tony's event, it's pretty crazy, right? So we get up like 8 in the morning and we don't sleep until like 1 and 2 in the morning, not in the afternoon. And that goes on for about 9 days. And during the event, as I was serving as a senior leader, during one of the sessions, Tony always asked, out of 2,500 participants here, the ratio is something like at least 2% of you guys here are suicidal. So how many of you guys here are suicidal? Let's talk about it. On my team, we had about 2 people that raised their hand, that stood up, that said they're suicidal. And we had to go work with them. I can't go into much detail because of client confidentiality, but I can tell you this. One of the women wanted to end her life, and so she called her mom, like during the event, and this is what her mom said. Like, her mom said, "Don't kill yourself just yet. Come back home. We'll kill ourselves together." There's some really heavy stuff that's going on. So, if you haven't heard my story before, the part of this blog is about, if I haven't talked to you in the beginning, is about the helping you succeed, helping you find the ultimate succeed in the shortest amount of possible time. And the power, in this segment, it's about the power of giving. Oftentimes we like to receive, but how often do we actually get a chance to give out? And before I dive into more of that story about how the 2 women, I was doing an intervention with them, I want to talk a little bit about my personal journey. Because about 4 years ago, I was in a very deep state of depression. No joke, right? The struggle is real. I came out of a relationship. We're supposed to get married, and things just didn't work out, and everything fell apart. My health fell apart, my relationship fell apart, and even my career fell apart. And at that time, with having been working with Tony since 2006, one of the things that he said was, the fastest way out of depression is to serve, is to give. So I took on a human experience, which is I know I was in a very depressed state because my expectation of being happy and getting married and wanting to have kids and all that stuff is literally out the window overnight. So I took up a challenge, and the challenge was to just go out and serve. Everybody I met, because I'm an advisor, I help people. Anybody that I met, anybody they're having issues, they're having challenges, I went out there and served them. And everybody that I served, the funny part is I didn't ask for nothing in return. Now, the coolest part was, this is something I did not literally expect, is that I found pieces of myself in them that helped save my life, that healed my heart. When I traveled to Bali, I met this guy. I rented a scooter from him. And he invited me to his house, and we took pictures for him for his daughter's fourth day wedding, or his 4th birthday. And afterwards, I printed out a whole bunch of photos and gave it to him. Now, if you've never been to Bali before, they make on average about $30 to $40 US dollars a month, okay? And the printout is literally like $20. $20 for us is like, a good meal, but for them, it's like half a month of salary. So I took pictures from him, I bought the pictures and just gave it to him, just out of random act of kindness. And then when I gave it to him, he started crying. And I said, "Why are you crying?" He said, "I'm really struggling financially right now. I have to take care of my mom and dad. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I have my wife. and I don't know how to make ends meet. And here you are, you're giving me this power, this gratitude, this gift, and I have nothing to give back to you. And on top of that, I struggle with my wife so much that she and I fight, and when we fight, I beat her up. And that's when I said, hey, like, listen, like, I understand that you're in a struggling state right now because I'm still there, right? Because I just came out of a major loss, a major relationship. But the power of living is giving. Take a moment to reflect on that. The power of giving, or power of living, is giving. Because when you give, you're not, who you're focusing on. Are you focusing on other people? Or are you focusing on yourself? Right, you're focused on other people. And that transformed him, and he realized that, what he's been doing, he's always been focused on himself. So moving forward, I'm like, number one, go out and serve. Because when you serve, opportunity happens. You never know. Some of them might not have monetary issues right now, but you know what? Something's going to happen because people is going to trust you, and they're going to love working with you, and they're going to pay you. Don't worry about that. You're going to be taken care of. And the second thing is, you got to man up. Don't beat your wife, because she is part of your team, right? So with that said, it transformed my life as I worked at other people. So coming back to this story here, the two participants were suicidal, and I was able to help them out, help them see the other side of the fence. Actually, they did, not me. I just kind of coached them on the way. And that's why I'm here. And my message to you is really focused on whether if you're climbing Everest in your life, as a paraphrase, or you're struggling in your life, whatever that is for you, there's a science of achievement, right? If you have persistence, if you keep going at it, eventually you're going to get there. That's not a problem. But there's also the art of living. And what is that? One of the best things to do, art of living, to always feel fulfilled, is to give. And with that said, I hope you have an awesome day, and we'll talk soon.